Wow, these seats are so upright. Banging? Yeah, that works. Happy days. Start. There we go. Lovely. Cool. You need to not go there because you're vibrating. All right. Where do I put that so it doesn't vibrate and make noises and shit?
Hello, friend.
Hello, mate. Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Hi.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean?
That's really good.
Fucking here we are again.
That's really
a
good.
Nice shirt.
Thank you. So is yours. Quite like it. Your arms look very muscular.
Well, contrary to popular belief, I'm actually not in the army.
Oh, are you sure though? They fucking got some guns on you, bro.
Mm.
Do you have licenses for those?
License to thrill.
License to thrill.
Yeah.
Or what about the other one?
Only actually on a Friday.
Only on a Friday.
Licensing issues, bro.
See, I stick to Wednesdays. Can't go wrong with Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm. Something to do with the humorous. Wasn't very funny, to be honest.
Hello,
everyone.
Hi.
What do I mean, everyone? Hello, you. Hi. Welcome back to another episode of Got Swoled. We're going to have a little bit of fun today. Probably go off topic as always. But first, the question burning on everyone's lips. We've had a few people ask this question specifically. So I want to know your opinion.
Go.
And then we'll spitball a little bit from there on raising a child in our industry. Have you thought about kids?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really have.
Firstly, what's your stance on children in the first place?
Oh, fuck it. Do I want to be a dad? Yeah. I want to be a dad. Like, besides my dad jokes, like, there's that. I don't know. The nurturing side of me just wants a little, I don't know. I just want a little sprog that I can actually raise, show the world, like show. It's not about putting my beliefs into the child. It's about showing, like, allowing the child to grow and blossom, give them the foundations, but allowing them to blossom and become their person. And I think that's really exciting, watching someone become who they are.
Do you have a timeline? Some people plan it. Do you have a timeline on when you want to have a kid?
I mean, I'd like one, like, at least before, I don't know, the next few years, I think, because otherwise it's getting on a fair bit.
So you have like a biological clock?
Okay, I definitely don't have a biological clock. I don't. I know women have a biological clock, even though women can still have kids fucking later on, late 40s. And some ladies had them in their like late 50s and 60s, I think it was. But I'd like to have one because I want to be able to run around with my kids. Like, I'd like to be able to still enjoy their growing up or their youth whilst I'm still able-bodied.
Yeah, nice, bro.
What about you?
So, what about me? Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, I Daddy Smith all the way. I definitely want to be. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna drop the verb at the end, I suppose. The verb, the prefix, the affix from daddy to dad. That would be great. Yeah, 100%. I would like to keep it on you for just 2 seconds.
Okay, go.
No, just because I know that people would want to ask you these questions.
Okay, go.
So you've said you'd like it in the next couple of years, and I know what you want to do over the next couple of years, but everyone listening might not. So, how does that fit into your plan? If you're thinking about having a kid in the next few years, obviously that means firstly we've got to meet someone, but would you be able to have a kid while working our jobs? Yeah.
I mean, especially when they're like really young, definitely. Because obviously you still got to be there for them and make sure you're there for the child growing up. But our job's quite flexible at the moment, so it allows that freedom to be able to do that. Now, again, we spoke about this before with having a partner who is obviously understanding of the job that we do, which is going to go hand in hand with having obviously a child with that person. So I think that's a really big one. Look, I think the stigma of the adult work and adult industry has changed over the years. I've worked with content creators before that have a family, that have a thriving family, and they're really happy. They go through the same dramas, they go through the normal things that kids go through. It's just a part of it.
So in terms of like a family dynamic, obviously I know hands down we're away at least sort of Thursday, Fridays and Saturdays. So what would your ideal dynamic be? I'm not even going to suggest. What would work for you?
Oh, look.
How would you see your week going?
Oh, obviously the days that I'm home would be all about my family. The days that I'm there would be that'd be my sole focus, knowing that daddy's going to go away and do his thing for work.
Daddy.
I know. Daddy Ash. Well, that'd be a bit weird though when you're fucking and the kid comes, child comes in, it's like, hey, daddy. It's like, don't say that.
Which one of you was that?
Oh, God. Oh,
Who said that?
That's a bit worrying if you hear that and you're questioning whether it was your wife or your child saying that voice. Yeah, you'd find a way to make it work. Because at the end of the day, there's no rule book for being a parent, is there?
Uh-huh.
What's going on?
Nothing. Carry on.
Just watch your eyes dart.
Clock.
Oh, yeah. So that's staying on. And I got it here.
Oh, cool.
I got it
here.
Yeah. Good thought, though. Yeah, there's no rule book, is there?
Okay. And then the last question, I suppose, is like, give me like 3 core values you'd love to work on, like your cardinal rules you'd teach a child.
Integrity, definitely.
Okay.
Making sure they live their truth. Obviously, make sure they live their truth, and making sure they become the best version of themselves. Whatever they want to achieve or whatever they want to be in life, let them do that. Don't try to control them.
Okay.
Like I've seen families. I've grown up with families that live through their kids, and I've seen it turn out horribly.
Yep.
Like nurture that child. You want to become an astronaut that's also a clown that performs.
Did you say an astronaut?
Yep.
An astronaut.
Astronaut.
An astronaut. That's astronaut.
That's amazing. Okay, you want to be an astronaut that's a clown.
You'll be exactly like me.
Exactly.
You'll be an astronaut.
Exactly. I'm going to start a clan called Astronauts. Oh my God. But that's it. Like if you want to do some of the most outrageous shit, I support you in whatever you want to do because that makes you happy.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. So I think that's.
Oh, that's a good question. So would that make you kind of like, okay, your kid comes to you. In fact, doesn't even come to you, but you see it about to make a big ass mistake.
Yeah. Or it depends on the mistake. You've got to make the mistakes. You have to make this.
So you're on the side of letting them figure it out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, if they're going to come to me and ask me, I can give them my advice.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you're going to learn lessons in life.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep getting those lessons until you're ready to learn them. And as a kid, you've got to fall over. You've got to do the stupid shit. You've got to lick the icy pole. You've got to.
Enough.
You've got to do the stupid shit to grow. You've got to eat the mud. You've got to eat the snails. You've got to break your bones. You've got to fall out of trees. You've got to do that shit.
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 scenarios and you respond. I'm your child. Daddy.
Yes, little one.
Can I climb this tree over this spiky fence?
Well, you can. You may hurt yourself, but the call is yours.
Okay.
Now.
No, that's it. That's second scenario. Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad.
I was growing up now.
I really want to buy this car, but I can't afford it, so I'm going to finance it.
Well, you're definitely not. If the only way you're going to finance it is you get a job. You get a job, you pay for yourself. You're not getting fucking finance.
Thanks, Dad. Next scenario. Dad, my girlfriend fucking cheated on me, bruv. I'm going to fucking stab the cunt that fucking cheated on me with, Dad.
No, you're not. I'm going to stab him.
Do you know, I think you passed all 3 tests.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Although I'm on the fence on the first one.
Yeah. Okay. You make up your own decision, but
it depends. Does your kid have hand-eye coordination? We didn't discuss that.
Well, there are so many questions about this now. There are so many questions.
Does he have monkey grip?
Well, dude, I've seen my brother like climb up a fucking pine tree.
Yeah.
And fuck it. Was it him? No, was it the girl? She broke her arm. She fell out. Either way, she climbed up a tree, knew she probably shouldn't have, and fell out, broke a fucking arm. Like at the end of the day, it's going to happen. Now, look, depending on this level of the spiky fence.
That's also true.
If they climb over a fucking barbed wire fence into a military fucking thing, it's like, no, you were not fucking doing that. If you're just trying to climb over a fucking, because I've climbed over a spiky fence before and definitely caught myself many times and learned not to do it again after the 10th time I did it.
Yeah.
That happens. But now all the same questions to you. So,
no, that's a lot.
That is a lot. So, what's your thought? Have a child?
I'll definitely have a child. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What was the next one? Time frame.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. The only reason I wouldn't have a kid tomorrow is so I can set up a better future for a start point. But I have this ridiculous self-belief that it doesn't matter what situation I get into, I'll make the best out of it. And in terms of children, I don't believe it's necessarily what you have, but how you shape the environment around your child.
Yeah.
What you can teach them from it.
Yeah. So my point with that is I want to make sure you're not struggling. because you see families that bring children into this world that can't support them and live off fucking the baby bonus. Like, come on now. Like, if you're doing it, you need to make the right decision to make sure you can support the child, support your family. Totally. That's a big one.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think as long as you're in a situation where you can afford to provide shelter, food, and safety, the rest of it's just down to you anyway.
Yeah.
The rest of it's literally just values, morals, honesty, love.
Yeah.
Like, that's the reality of what a child needs, right?
Are they your 3?
Yeah. Honesty is the biggest one for me. I'd rather them tell me they wanted to stab me in the throat than running upstairs and cry and not feel like they could speak to me.
Yeah.
And I'm patient. So honesty, patience, and that applies to everything. And confidence. In oneself. So confidence in your own decisions and in other people. So I guess that goes to like trust, honesty with every situation, positive or bad. And then what was my last one? Patience. Patience. And that applies to every situation in life with other humans, having patience for myself, for others, financial, for life in general. That would be my top 3.
Yeah. And the last question was, I actually don't remember.
Oh, I think I just gave you some random scenarios. To see what you would be like as a father for fun.
Okay, 3 scenarios in.
Oh, you want to role play with me?
I mean, let's go for it. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Daddy?
Yes, baby. Oh, wait, sorry.
Dad?
Yes, daughter?
Okay.
You weren't ready for that way. Yeah.
I really wasn't.
That went a different way. Yes.
So can I go kick the football out by the busy street?
Sure, just don't be a retard. Where are you gonna kick it?
Fair. Fair. Just avoid the traffic.
Fuck it and find out.
Just at that age.
Yep. Don't run out and get the ball. And if you do, I didn't say it was okay.
Yeah.
When you tell your mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For the daughter. Oh.
If you're saying it seductively, I'm gonna end our friendship.
I don't even know how. What do you do when she comes to you with the first girly problem?
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. You make up a lie and you're like, fuck, I've heard about this shit. Let me get your mum. It's like HIV or something.
You're going to lose leg.
You're what? You're bleeding? From where?
No way.
Oh, fuck, my grandma had this. Let me get your mum.
That's a way to deflect, isn't it?
Can you imagine? Nah, I'd be absolutely fine. Okay. I'd be very patient, very loving, and I'd be like, calm down. Firstly, did you do anything to it?
Did you break it?
Did you break it? Because that's a kind of your mum thing.
Fair.
Yeah.
She brings her first boyfriend home.
He doesn't leave.
Do you ever see Bad Boys?
He meets the door with Uncle Ash is what happens. You know it's going to happen. Even worse, Connor's probably standing behind. Yeah. I would make sure all of us were there.
You've seen Bad Boys?
Yes, I have.
Just that part where it's like, have made love to a man? Want to? Exactly. I'm like, I want a daughter just so I can do that to her first boyfriend.
I just enjoy silence. So I would definitely, I open the door and just look at this person. Fury, that would be my daughter's name. Fury, the fuck's this? I thought I raised you better. Have her back by 11.
Yeah. Let's just look at it. You're taking my daughter out in that.
Yeah. What'd your parents do?
Yeah. How much money do you earn?
Oh, God, I wouldn't be that first. Would I?
No, definitely.
My daughter, though.
No, but this is the thing. You were. Go on. You're in his position.
The thing is, dude, I was a piece of shit.
Yeah, but
that's why I'm terrified to have a daughter.
Yeah, but like.
She has to deal with me's, and we're good at what we do.
Yeah, but
I'm attractive. You're gonna pick me over the fucking loser who's really nice.
But this is where you can teach her. You can teach her. Don't date me. You bring me home, he leaves.
Yeah. Yeah, your mother met me when I'd matured.
Yeah. Find a mature boy.
I'll tell you when that happens. Oh, yeah, no.
She's still waiting.
Yeah.
Mum's still waiting.
I would love a daughter, though. And actually, I would be very welcoming. I would ask a few questions.
Yeah.
I would like, but I wouldn't want to lead them anywhere. I want them to have open-ended chances to start conversations with me, because I want to see how respectful they are of me, my family, and my daughter, right?
Well, this is a bit of a side tangent. So with your kids and drugs and alcohol, okay, so I've always had the view, because obviously I've done a buttload of narcotics in my time. Yes, I've put things in my butt as well, narcotic wise. Yeah, that was painful.
What do you call that again?
Shelving.
Yeah.
Yes. So basically, not fun, by the way. That was a lot of pain. Anyway, those things. So, like I used to sneak around drinking, fucking doing shit without my parents knowing. As a parent, I'd be like, look, I'd rather you did it at home with me. That way I know you're safe the first time you're doing it. So that way there's that safety. Because when you're out at a fucking party and you're drinking with a bunch of fucking horny teenagers, or you're doing things with a bunch of people that you have no idea who the fuck it is, that's where the danger kicks in.
Yeah.
So it's like having that stuff happen at home so you know they're safe. That's it. At the end of the day, kids are going to do what they're going to do. But what's your stance?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'm not sure I'd rack up a line for my child.
No, definitely wouldn't.
But I would definitely... Oh, no, I'd be pretty strict when it comes to anything other than maybe weed, cool. Alcohol, yeah, to a degree. Probably under my supervision, sweet. I would be absolutely fine. I would try not to make it a taboo, so it wasn't something they couldn't speak to me about.
Yeah.
And I'd almost want to make it aware that it's gonna be around at some point. You're gonna want to try it.
Yeah.
Please, just if you do, don't be afraid to contact me if you feel it going wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I just want to create honesty, patience, and everything else that I spoke about, making sure that they feel they can rely on their father.
And feeling safe.
Fuck yeah.
Because if they feel safe with their parents.
I know what I was like when I was a kid. I was rebellious and I didn't feel like I could speak to my parents about anything.
Yeah.
So I did steal bottles of gin and wine.
Yeah.
I smoked a lot of weed as a kid, and I didn't really think about any of the consequences. Had something gone wrong, wouldn't have told my dad.
Yeah.
That would be me in a gutter for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that it's like a situation where it's like we're aware of it, try to avoid it if possible. It's going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe wait till you're older if everyone's doing it.
Yeah. With the drug side, wait till obviously you're a bit older, but still do it in a safe space. Yeah. Everything else, as long as you're home, and you're safe. Daddy was addicted to cocaine. Yeah. Nearly made sure you didn't happen. Yeah. So let's not do that then, shall we?
But I'd like to take a quick minute
to
speak to you. Why aren't you following us on all our social media channels? If you're enjoying what you're listening to today and you'd like to give us some topics to discuss on the front of debates or opinions, please comment below on this post exactly what it is you'd like us to discuss. And please like, follow, and subscribe to us across all social media channels. And that is the prefix plus at got swoled.
What?
So
well said. Yes. Next part.
Exactly. Moving on from there. So we wanted to talk about, this is a really good one. Like how your peers have shaped you as a human. So let's talk about Darwinism for a second, like nature versus nurture. Mm-hmm. I want to focus on nurture for a moment. Mm-hmm. And I'm a strong believer in you become a product of your environment. Mm-hmm. So how have your friends and peers changed your values over the years to create the person I see before me today? So is there any moments, friends in particular, that stick out that have kind of taught you some life lessons that you'd think really meant something to you that you would love to share with another friend?
But hands down, Billy. Hands down that man. Like, if he did not give me the opportunity that he did with Forbidden back when I first joined in 2014, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because I was trying to find my way. What was I doing? I started stripping Cornwall. Still, I was like, I had a fresh start. I had all that sort of stuff. What the fuck do I do? But once I met Billy and he goes, I want you to, I'll bring you on the Forbidden. Because I originally said I'd work for free. And with me saying I was going to work for free, I was like, I knew I wanted to be a part of something that was big, that was going to be big. And that, by him giving me the opportunity, just 50 quid a show, which we only did Saturdays at that point in time. Yeah, I don't remember how the hell I made money. But with him giving me that opportunity, that was my one thing to go, fuck it. I've got nothing else to lose. Let's go for it. And slowly over time, that's where I started reading books like Asking It Is Given by Esther Hicks, which is, it can be looked at as a religious style of book, but you can take from it whatever you choose. And for me, like, I'm a very big believer everything's energy. So I started looking at manifestations, affirmations, things like that. And that slowly spiraled me into the beliefs that I have with affirmations, how I work, how I have that belief in myself of what I'm going to focus on, where my energy is going to go.
Could I ask you a bit more about that?
Yes.
So when you're talking about your beliefs and what you believe in within manifestation, so Billy has given you an opportunity, you've then read these books, and then you've taken something from that book. Yeah. What was it that you took from that book, and how did you apply that? So what was it first?
Yeah.
And then what situations did you apply it to that benefited you?
So everything is energy. Everything's energy. Now, I've looked at different religions and different sorts of things, and basically, to me, they all have the same fundamentals. Everything's the exact same. At the end of the day, people need someone to believe in, and that's what it is. For me, it's energy, and that's what it showed me through that, is believing in the energy in the universe, and what I put out, I get back. So it started off with the whole what was I had this affirmation which I used to say every night and every morning before I go to bed. It was something like, and I was very materialistic back when I first started, because all I wanted to do was be successful, not find inner peace. So I was very much, part of it was like, I'm successful, I'm rich, I'm wealthy, financially free, financially independent, amazing, successful opportunities coming to me every single day, multiple streams of income, all this sort of stuff. But it was very, very financial based.
All external.
But I didn't realize that at the time. Mm-hmm. But what it did for me at that point in time was I was able to, things happen in my life. Things were happening, but that wasn't just, at one point I was thinking it was because I was putting that out and the universe was giving it back, but also I was working my fucking ass off. Mm. And those two combined are what helped me slowly begin to level up. But it started with that one belief of everything is energy. And having that was the foundations that, like, I'd have moments where if I'd stop doing that, stop with those affirmations, I'd feel like things slowed down in my life. And I was like, why do I feel a bit shit? Because I've slowed down on these things. So I'd start picking those back up again. And that's where other opportunities started to arise, because not only was I constantly doing this, I was also active in other areas. I was out looking for agents. I was out looking for clients. I was becoming a better performer. I was putting myself out on social media. I was doing these things because they were a byproduct of what I was doing with those affirmations, because I was starting the morning in the right way. And because I was starting the morning in the right way, I had the energy and the focus and the drive to do the things I needed to do to get me to where I was obviously wanted to be. And I think that was the biggest driver for everything. Where if I look at it now of where I am, I'm not external anymore. I don't remember, the external things are still good, but I'm very happy within myself. I still have down days, but I know who I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am. I understand the mind and psychology a lot more. I understand people a lot more. And I understand that affirmations and manifestations don't work without you doing the actual work. And I think that's a very big thing that I've taken from all of it. But it's been a journey for me to get there. And you don't just go from A to Z. Like, I had to go through all of that to have the mindset I do now.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. I really like how you touch on the point of the journey. And as your best friend, I can kind of vouch for you when I'm talking about the change between external affirmations and internal. Like, I see you do your morning routine every day, and that consists of every little tick box you need to make sure that you feel good in yourself before you move on to the external. So you make sure you're grounded, you're centered, you've done your cardio, you've done your breath work, you've taken yourself out from the external experience you have in the world, brought yourself into your body, acknowledged yourself, and then you're ready to tackle the day. And then you touch on the process a little bit. And we hear that all the time, like trust the process, enjoy the process, blah, 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 blah. But it's so true. And when you are able to experience that feeling of trusting and enjoying the process, like you make the most of every day.
Yeah.
And you can actually enjoy a loss.
Bro, 100%. But it's consistency as well. Because you see those ones on Instagram and the visual mindset and things like that, where they look at, like they talk about consistency. And you have those days where it's like you're high, then you're low, you're high, then you're low. But the main thing is you're constantly moving forward. This is the thing. Like there are days where I'm just going, fuck this. I'm out, done. None of this fucking works, all that sort of shit. But it's allowing yourself to have those days, but then getting back on the horse and doing it the same thing every fucking day to build that consistency, to have that inner peace within yourself. Because people don't. People look at it and they go, well, this day's done. They let that day fuck the next day, fuck the next day. And then some people will spiral. But it's you can't allow that to happen.
So your journey began with your professional career with the help from a friend, with Billy. He vouched for you. You took a gamble on yourself. You then did some self-development. And then you were already a bodybuilder?
I was just getting into it, actually.
Exactly. This is what I want to touch on now, because something must have changed in you. So what do you reckon was the decision? Because let's be honest for a minute. Bodybuilding is a very vain sport.
Oh, it's selfish as fuck.
And it's all about affirmation. I'm better than X, and I can work harder than the next person. That's not a problem for me, that one. Because actually I believe a bit of competitive drive is what you need. And if you don't have that, you can't really go anywhere.
100%.
Because that's the drive to take that forward step. But there must have been a moment or a person, a thing, an event that happened that you realized that was going to be what you were going to pursue so doggedly. Like, was there someone that instilled a mad idea in your head and you went, fuck it? Did you have a fuck it moment for bodybuilding?
I won.
Cool.
I won my first, no, it was it.
What happened? What did that win tell you? Like, what did you take from it?
Well, okay, to be fair, I got to my first show. I got to the gym that I was working at in New Barnet, and I met one of the guys that worked there, and he was like, you got a great physique, you should try bodybuilding. So I gave it a shot. Won the show, didn't like it. I hated the prep, hated all that sort of stuff. I'm like, fuck it, not here for it.
And can I just say, for background, for everyone that doesn't know, you told me that you were a big drinker and an army boy.
Oh yeah, fucking right.
So like,
oh yeah,
this is when nature comes into play, right? Because underlying, unbeknownst to you, you had this ridiculous rig.
Well, so I was a rugby player as well. Like I was actually, before I moved to the UK, I was going to compete here in Oz. But then I was like, I kept putting it off for some reason. And I then went traveling, spent all my money, drank Europe dry. And then came home, and when mum and dad gave me the opportunity to go back, I was like, okay, cool. I need to do something with this. It was when he gave me that he said, you look incredible, try it. I was like, oh, hold on. Okay, let's give this a shot. And it was the process. Like, it's only now, knowing that I've got ADHD, of why I turned around and hyper-focused the fuck out of it, because I was like, it gave me that thing to focus on, of something that I was good at. Like, I'm very physical. I'm very good at doing things physically. When it comes to sitting down behind a laptop and do this sort of thing, it's a fucking chore. Where that is like, I can go to the gym, I can do this, I can eat right, I can do that. Boom, easy. So it became just a routine for me.
Routine for you?
Yeah.
ADHD routine.
Yeah, exactly.
When you say it's really easy to focus on the obvious, like, oh, it's something I was good at.
Yeah.
But actually, don't you find that because you have an overactive mind, when you can focus on something purely physical, like eating and using your body and going, I'm tired anyway, I'm going to do X.
Yeah.
You take yourself away from your brain.
Yeah.
So actually, it's nothing to do with the fact that your brain's wired a certain way. It's actually, you just get a moment of shut off.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is a flow state.
Exactly.
And it's purely physical.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you're getting in, you're cooking every night. You've got that same structure every single fucking day. That was it. But then, as I said, I won the show. Done. It wasn't until my brother moved over and we did the PCA. We saw the thing and we're like, oh, yeah, let's both do a competition. And I won again. Then I did the British and I won. Then I did the, I was like, I'm going to roll here. And I kept going. And it was because I kept winning, I kept going harder. And as I kept going harder and I kept getting better, I kept getting bigger, I kept getting leaner. And I started getting recognized more. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Because it was that. It gave me purpose. And that alongside performing as stripping.
Yep.
My God, they went hand in hand. I was always in shape. Everyone knew who I was.
Yep.
Banging.
Yeah.
So it was that. And that was, look, Out of everything, moving to the UK was the best thing I ever did.
Yep.
The best thing I ever did, because that shaped me who I am today.
Yes.
Out of everything. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and as I said, Billy gave me, I owe Billy a lot for that. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Well, you took a chance on yourself, bro.
Yeah.
And you met him in the energy that you were in. You deserved that moment.
Fucking
so
yes.
You should also appreciate yourself because you took the leap.
Thank you.
People took chances on you because you took chances on yourself. And that's something I would love to share, is the fact that energy, like you just spoke about, you get met always with what you put out.
Yeah.
So the fact that you were taking a chance on yourself, people were going to take a chance on you.
Yeah. But the thing is, you don't know that at that point in time.
Mm.
And that's a wild thing. You don't know who the person is that's going to take a chance on you. And you've just got to trust that someone is. And that, look, what's meant for you won't pass. Mm-hmm. And the right person will always come to you at the right time.
Yep.
Facts. What about yourself?
My name's Zach. I'm 5'10". I'm a Pisces. I enjoy long walks along the beach. Dogs. Pizza is my favorite dinner.
No, he doesn't. He actually sits on the beach. He doesn't walk. Don't lie. Don't lie. Yeah.
What was the question? It's a moment that
a life changing. Was it?
It's a friend that appeared that shaped my life.
Yeah, that's the one.
I'll take it really far back because I like to change a narrative for myself, and I'd like to pay some respect to my father, because you know what's funny? As a child, you don't you're given. It's like a waterfall, and you're the rock at the bottom of the waterfall. Yeah. Like your parents are dealing with all this stuff, and the water's fucking raging over the end, and you're that tiny rock at the bottom that's crashing on. Yeah. You don't know what they're dealing with. So you kind of just are receiving a load of fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
You have no idea how to understand because you're a child, you're growing, right?
Yeah.
But as I've grown into an adult, I've grown to really respect my father and his determination. And he has really shown me that it doesn't matter where you have come from. You can achieve whatever you want as long as you put your mind to it.
Yeah.
And I've shown myself now at the age of 29 time and time again that if I do commit to any idea, it doesn't matter what it is. I really believe I could do anything if I just commit my mind to it. Yeah. And if I put the blinkers on, because something my dad's really good at is allowing opinions but not advice.
Yeah.
And I think I touched on this with you privately earlier.
Yeah, we did.
I will trust my close circle to give me opinions, but I will never take it as advice because I will only take my own advice, and that makes me feel centered as a man, as myself.
That's worded for what we spoke about earlier. That now makes a lot more sense.
Do you get what I mean with that? Because my dad had a goal and he had 3 values, like we spoke about his 3. Yeah. He nailed every single one of them. And it's really easy to take a different perspective and poo-poo the fact that maybe he didn't do X and Y, but the 3 things that were important to him, he nailed. And I really respect him for that.
That hindsight's beautiful. But where in your 29 years, obviously going through that as a child, when did you start to see that? Then it's like, oh, okay, I've got a lot of respect for you because of this. When did that hit in?
Oh God, it's got to be around the age of 25, 26. I spent a lot of my 20s. It's funny, like we've kind of caught me talking at a really good point because I'm going to move into the next decade very soon. Yeah. And my 20s consisted of a lot of drugs and hiding and running away and being a victim and blaming everyone else for my life situation. And I actually do believe until 18, be a victim, maybe 16. But when you start to be encouraged to make your own decisions, you need to develop agency and then take accountability and responsibility for your own actions. Yeah. It took me till I'm fucking 28, really, 29 even, just before my 29th birthday. Yeah. In February, back in Brighton, back in my apartment, life had kind of gone the way I didn't really think it was going to go. And I looked at this big, beautiful man and I was like, something's got to change. I've got to take ownership of my own life. I've got to stop blaming other people. Okay, I do need a fresh start though. So I'm going to move to the other side of the world. Yeah. And then I started actioning this idea that whatever I did, I was going to do it as best I could in whatever capacity that meant. And it's working out for me so far. And it's like I'm really developing an inner confidence and inner courage and this idea of agency that I do steer. I am the captain of my ship and I can go in any direction I wish.
Yeah. Isn't it wild to see how well you were doing before February? Like, I remember coming to your apartment, seeing what was going on, just like, this man's killing it in life. but it's just, you can be killing it, but just not happy or not who you
Dead
are.
inside, bro.
Yeah.
Won't talk actual figures, but I was earning
a lot,
a lot more than the average.
Yeah.
I had I was on the 27th floor with a concierge in an apartment with floor heating, had my dog, my missus. I thought life was going pretty well.
Yeah.
But I was missing all of the things that I'm now figuring out with like direction and a long game plan. But yeah, so in terms of someone that's really helped shape my future, it's actually my father, which is really it's a nice growth moment for me to have live on this podcast.
There we go.
But there's a few friends I've had along the way. There's Lewis Young, Connor Stringer, and yourself that have also taught me incredible lessons, as well as some partners, some of the women in my life. But I suppose that I'll give you a lesson from each really, really quick. I'll sum them up, and if we want to discuss them, we can.
Yeah.
Lewis Young helped me in a way that he will probably never even remember. And we were sat in we had a house we shared in Brighton, and check out his Instagram. He's a sick guy. He's now got 1.5 million followers between his social medias. When I knew him, I remember him being about 60,000. Yeah. He didn't really know what he wanted to do. He was very unconfident, and he confided in me a lot. You know, he was really shy, really nervous. He didn't know what he was doing. He just committed to himself real hard, and that started to shoot up really quickly. You know, but before I left that place, he was at sort of 80, 90K, and he just committed to an idea. And he had said to me, because I just got offered a job at Dream Boys, and I didn't think I was going to be anybody without a show. I was a performer. I went to college to do a job. I needed a job to be someone. Dream Boys, I was going to be Zach the Dream Boy. And he said to me, pardon me, he said to me when I got that job, he was like, don't be Zach the Dream Boy. You're there for money. You are so much more than that show. You are Zach Smith, the dancer, acrobat, actor, singer, incredible dude with charisma, this. You've got all this stuff to offer. Keep building your brand.
That's fucking beautiful.
I didn't listen to it, dude.
I know that because I saw you. I know your journey, but that is fucking beautiful. For someone to recognize that in you, especially at such a young age, to say that.
I've got goosebumps.
I got a tear in my eye, but yeah.
And I lost my way, and that was when I had my really bad drug addictions phase, because I did become Zach the Dream Boy. I didn't know who I was away from the show, and I thought that was my life. I thought some people go and they study law, they study this, they do something kind of that actually aids people, whereas I was doing drugs, getting on stage, on repeat every week. I was making a lot of money because I had my 3 businesses, but at the end of the day, I didn't provide any value. And it wasn't until after I left that I went, motherfucker, he called all of this, and 4 years it took me to realize that lesson. And that took me to 28. And then Connor Stringer, I have no words. I love the guy so much. It brings a tear to my eye, actually. I had a really tough time, and I didn't really want to make it through it. And we went through that together, and I'd kind of given up on everything. And I just remember him telling me, if I just committed to one thing, he was like, just try it. Just commit to one thing. Like you're good at all these things, but you never focus. So if you focus on one thing, you would be the best motherfucker at whatever it was you decided. And I went, okay, I need to break this cycle, because this is after Dream Boys. So I'm 4 years deep in drugs at this point, and I don't think there's a future. I just accepted this was my reality. And actually I kept doing more and more and more until I was hoping it would take me one day. And then I committed to a prep. You know, I'd already done one before, but I caved. And he said to me, he was like, if you just fucking commit yourself to one thing. And I was like, for you, I'm going to do it. And I could give you more backstory. You actually were part of this prep. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to ruin this in any way. And I did it to death. I actually pushed it to the point where my head swole up for everyone watching. You know, you saw it. But I had an inflammatory response to how hard I worked and how tired I was, and my head came out by a centimeter in every direction. There's a film called Sin City, and this dude, he's like a sex offender, and he died somehow. He turns yellow and his head grows. If you haven't seen it, you don't know what I'm talking about. But I looked like this guy. I was really, really ill.
Yeah.
I would love to find a photo and show some people.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I did it. I committed to it. And in a room full of people, I took third place against 2 veterans of the scene, like who were 7 years older than me. There was no way I could have, but the bottom line is it was true. I committed to myself. I did not miss a beat. In fact, I worked too hard, managed to bring it back from working too hard, and I committed to something, and I proved to myself from that day, I believed in myself. Fucking incredible. Like I knew I could do anything, because there were days where I was lying on my sofa, crippled with no energy, and I'd have some work to do, and I'd go, people are depending on me, and I'd get up and I'd do it.
Yeah.
So that was lesson number 2. And then you helped me with all my inner work and accepting who I was as a human being and all the spiritual side of things, and forgetting about external validation and focusing on the internal. And that's one of the best lessons I've learned, because I can breathe every day and I don't give a fuck what other people think of me. As long as I can wake up and feel like myself every day based on what I've been through, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So those are kind of my big 3.
It's been fucking incredible to see your journey as well. Because I've known you before you went to Dream Boys.
Yeah, it's been like 7.
Yeah, about 7 years. I've known you for 7 years. And I'm seeing your journey. Fuck, you used to live around the corner from me, and I'd literally come and buy my weed from you. Yeah, I'd come and buy my weed from your house. Like it was. So I've seen this whole journey.
Yeah,
just evolve, and it's just seeing the man you are now compared to back then is just fucking wild.
Oh, thanks.
Like I said, you inspire me with a lot of just who you've become, which is fucking wild. But that's a story for another day.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. If you're enjoying what you're listening to so far, we'd really appreciate your support in growing this page, growing our brand. Like we just want to spread a message of positivity as best friends and brothers.
Yeah.
You can follow us over on Patreon, and every single subscriber there goes towards us affording more equipment and eventually bringing guests and being able to pay them to come onto the show to share their story.
Yeah.
If you like what you see, you want to be involved in behind the scenes, please follow @GotSwoled on Patreon, and we will strike up a conversation and see exactly what it is you want to see more of.
Yeah, agreed. Everything you said.
Now
for the next part. So we've gone from
all day. This guy has been telling me about these jokes, and he has held off from telling me every single one. And if you knew him like I knew him, I've seen it eat him up, because he's laughing on the inside. His shoulders are going. He's thinking about these jokes. My guy loves dad jokes.
I love a fucking dad joke. Dad jokes, filthy jokes, anything dark humor, basically anything that's going to make me laugh. And I laugh at basically anything.
Yeah.
Is this. So we're going from some pretty deep stuff now into some fucking hilarious stuff. So I'm going to read these to you.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, I mean, if you have some banging, if not, I've got.
I do have quite a few.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is naughty. Do you want to go 1 for 1?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, amazing. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm gonna try and not laugh.
Okay. Did you know that my penis was in the Guinness Book of World Records?
Mm-mm.
At least it was until the librarian told me to take it out.
R.I.P. boiling water. You will be missed.
Stop. That's terrible. That's terrible. How do you get a man with one arm out of a tree?
I don't know.
Get him to wave. Oh yeah.
I was at dinner the other day, right? I was so full. The waiter asked if I wanted a box for my leftovers, but I told him I'm not into fighting.
Well. Okay. I saw my doctor the other day, and the first thing he said was, "You've got to stop masturbating." I said, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I'm trying to take your bloods."
It's just,
yeah.
I love a dad joke. Right, I've got one. Okay. My dad's been married like 3 times, right?
Yeah.
His 3rd marriage was in Sri Lanka.
Mm-hmm.
The wedding was so beautiful, even the cake was in tears.
My God. Oh my God. Okay. Wait, how many more are we gonna do?
Oh, just keep going.
Okay. Okay. What did I tell the midget when she asked me to bang her? He's broken already. I don't get down like that.
Oh, do you know what the irony is?
What? Oh, go on.
I tell dad jokes, but I have no kids. I'm a faux pas.
Wow. Oh, I love that. Okay. Okay, wait. I went to the one more each.
Okay.
Make it a good one. Hold on. What have we got here? This one is fucking great. Why is Dwayne Johnson the only person who can turn a lesbian?
What?
Because rock beats scissors.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's Forrest Gump's Facebook password?
Oh no.
One, Forrest, one.
The delivery. The delivery. I like this. I like this. I like that. That's magic. It's so good.
Okay.
You
You want one more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
Yeah, one more.
Okay, go. Okay. I can go if you need to.
Okay, you go.
Okay. What do you call a fake noodle? An imposter.
Okay. Okay. What do you call an electrician who looks like Elton John?
What?
Suck it, man. That's too good.
Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Dr. Swoled. We really appreciate all of the love and support that you give us. If you haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe to all of our channels. Thank you. Good night. And as we always say,
Penis.
a leopard's only seen
When it's wearing
spotted.
colors. Noodle?
Oh, man.
I won't lie.